Whoa. Nate left for a minute. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Sunday Night Live, the Hope Shot. There we go. Now it's back together. The puzzle pieces all fit in nice and perfect. It makes me have a little bit less anxiety. Welcome back, everybody. Glad you're here. If you guys are just jumping on, put in the comments that you're here. Let us know you're here. Also, if you guys could share this tonight, we have a celebration in the house. Caesar's 8 years. Tonight, we're going to be talking a little bit, and Caesar's going to share with us what he wants to do with tonight's Sunday Night Live. Caesar, you're going to do the...
I got it.
You got it? Perfect.
I got it. All right. The Hope Shot Clarity Statement. We here at the Hope Shot are a group of people in recovery spreading inspiration. We come from all different walks of life and pathways of recovery. Our verbiage may be different at times, but we all have one thing in common: recovery as a lifestyle. We support all pathways of recovery. It doesn't matter how you get from A to Z, just get there. Thank you for being a part of our family, and literally my entire family and my daughter, who was back there talking in my ear while I was reading the clarity statement. So welcome.
She is a part of the Hope Shot
She
clique,
is.
okay? She puts me in check every time I see her.
Yeah, she told me she didn't understand why she couldn't just be on the whole show with us. And I was like, look, we talk about some adult topics. And she's like, yeah, but I'm practically in recovery.
That's awesome. It's a family affair, you know what I mean? So we got a couple people on here. Bodie, man, I haven't seen his name in a minute. How are you doing, buddy? We got Pam too. Also, wow, we're getting some real the real ones here. What's up, Katie? We got Mona on here. Christy. We got Sarah said share. Thank you so much, Sarah. We got Verna, and let's see, we got Gina. What's up, Gina? She says happy anniversary, Caesar. We got Marcy. What's up, Amy? We got Melissa Soto, and we got Aaron. What's up, Aaron? And your shirts are going out tomorrow, just to let you know. And if you guys are missed out on some posts, man, we got shirts, Freedom shirts for sale. I'll make a post about it tomorrow, and you guys can order them if you want to. And I send them right out right away. As soon as I get them, boom, gone. All right. So, and guys, if you didn't hear, if you're just jumping on, please share this live and put it in the comments. Let us know you shared. Caesar, you want to take it away, buddy?
Yeah. So I'm telling my story on Wednesday night. So instead of sharing my story tonight, I would like to have an interactive deal. So if anybody has a topic, if anybody has anything they're struggling with in their recovery, please put it in the comments. Put anything you want that you want to talk about or that you want to hear us talk about. And that's what we're going to do. You know, I was absolutely blessed to get connected with this group of people. Everybody on this screen every week has become family. So these guys got together and surprised me with an anniversary dinner. And it's amazing, man. I'm feeling the love. The whole fear in the past of sharing our stories and recovering out loud is gone. And it's a blessing, you know. Our darkest secrets, our deepest, darkest past has become our biggest asset, and we get to share that with people today, share a message of hope and share a solution.
Christy.
So let's go into the comments, and please, everybody, anything that you want to talk about tonight, put it in the comments, and Justin will put it on the screen and we will talk about it. And I see Christy Parker has a serious topic.
That's a serious one, but I still think we need to address this because I'm so sorry, Christy. That's so many people. I mean, I feel like these last few years too, it's just been so hard. We had somebody in my sponsee, so my grand sponsee, my sponsee's sponsee passed away 2 days ago as well. And gosh, I'm so sorry for your loss. I don't ever have the right words. I'm just sorry for that. That's awful.
it's hard to put into words. I mean,
it really
never
is.
does any justice. It never makes anything
Mhm.
better, but just know that you're not alone. And I just had a friend pass away, you know, like a month ago, a month and a half, you know, and she was 32. It sucks.
Yeah.
But this is the name of the game with this, you know, addiction. That's why we come on here. You know, this is why we share our recovery, and hopefully somebody might see it and want to change, or maybe think it's possible. What do we have up in here? What do you think? Okay, so we have a few.
Well, I do want to say one more thing, Christy.
Sure, please.
You know, I don't know you, but if you're in recovery and you've taken this loss, please reach out to your support network.
Yeah.
You know, don't put it all on your shoulders. When I lost my parents, the people in my corner told me not to make it about me, you know, to honor their memory and be of service to your family. In my case, I was a burden to everybody for so long that the fact that I could actually be of service and be there and pick up some of the pieces as a sober human being and be of help instead of a hindrance was huge to help me get through it. And it was a huge deal for my family to actually have me be there and be present. So we'll be praying for you.
Absolutely. We will be.
So we have Marcia. She says, what do you think is the best approach to a person who doesn't think they have a problem with addiction?
That's a good question.
Let's let Nate. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. There's two different schools of theory to attack this issue, which is unconditional love or tough love, right? My family had unconditional love. They didn't kick me out. They never judged me. And that did either one or two things. In retrospect, I can see this clearly now. That either kept me sick for longer, which, you know, I don't know if that's the case, and or it always gave me a safe place to return to. So I never really got, you know, no matter how lost, no matter how broken, no matter how desperate I wanted to end everything. I always knew there was a place to go, that I was going to be safe and not judged and accepted and looked at as a human being and not just some convict junkie that I thought I was. And maybe other people didn't see that either, but that's who I, you know, talked myself into believing I was. And for me, I believe the unconditional love saved my life, because it was like a beacon in the storm. You know, I always had a place to return to. There's never really any clear cut way. It's a matter of, and if I could go back, I would have probably told my parents, you know, take care of yourselves, man. Stop, you know, because I saw them suffer, and I see it even more clearly now that I've been sober for a spell here, you know, and it's the losses and the sacrifices and the emotional trauma that they endured. They probably could have prevented it if they would have been a little tougher on me. So I see both ways. I don't think there's any right or wrong answer, but yeah, for me, unconditional love won out, man. And it kind of got instilled in me, and it's really been the foundation of how I treat others today, you know. So
I think just to add a little bit to that I'm a big proponent of unconditional love as well, but with boundaries. If this is somebody who's close to you, I mean, you know your boundaries, right? And you have to take care of yourself first. So just make sure that you're enforcing those boundaries as well.
All right, we have Pam on here, and this is a good one because I think a lot of people go through this as well. I find it hard. I finally came back to Ocala, Florida, and how to deal with people looking at you like you're still in your addiction. And I've seen a lot of people, like, you know, they leave for a little bit, they come back, they go into meetings, you know, and people think that they probably used or something like that. And I know I hear it from a lot of people, you know what I mean, or just look at you funny or whatever. But it's something that's, you know, you just gotta, like, you know, and that's what it is. And like, no, to thy own self be true, you know?
Hey, let Johnny talk about. Johnny has a good experience with this.
So I would say honestly, like I know Pam, and I know Pam's been gone out of town for a while, and the way I would process it is you've been doing the right thing all this time, so what does it really matter? Obviously, the people that you're surrounding yourself with aren't that supportive. So you need to start hanging with us more often, Pam, and get around some people who appreciate you and value your recovery as much as you do. And I wouldn't so much worry about what anybody else thinks. If you're doing you, that's all that matters. And we support you. So,
I want to say one thing. I want to say that no matter what, there's always going to be somebody talking about you. Like if you're winning, you're losing, no matter what, you just got to block it out, block it out, because like it really just, it sits inside of you and it ruins you. It ruins your peace, So, and sometimes, man, it could just be us, you know what I mean? Thinking other people are thinking, So like, and I used to do that a bunch. I used to think other people were talking about me when they probably weren't, and it sucks, but that's that freaking mentality I have,
I feel like sometimes if it's almost easier for people to look at you in that way because they don't know how to communicate or react with you when you're healthy because they've been so used to you a certain way, continue doing what you're doing. I know you're doing well. And stick around, girl. Like, just come hang with us, like Johnny said, but surround yourself with the right people.
You got to find yourself your herd. That's all. Just as we did, And once you do that, you could be awkward. You could be anything you want around people who accept you and love you for who you are. My sponsor, and this honestly took me years to really start to get, was like, and you've heard, all of us have heard this and been told this, I'm sure, like what anybody else thinks about me is none of my freaking business, and once I could really start to understand that and apply it, like I don't carry that weight anymore about everybody else, and it's freeing to do that.
Yeah, I have some, my personal experience with this subject is I went to Ocala and I got sober, right? And once my mom passed in the first year in recovery, my dad was really struggling. I'm out of treatment. I'm living in Ocala. And I found a great circle of recovery there. I was there with my peeps, man. And I was like, this is my spot. And my dad's like, I need you. And so now I had to return to where I ripped and ran for 2 decades, And, but something happened because of the work I was doing. I did not see what I saw when I used to be here. I saw through a different lens. And what was magical about the whole experience is as soon as anybody saw me, they immediately, with my newfound connection to my source, to my people, and to this program, I was able to project, this, I don't know, people just knew that I wasn't on that bullshit. I looked different, obviously, but it was just how I continue to show up, how I was living with integrity, And that's what I suggest, man. If you're showing up as yourself and doing the deal, then it's gonna work itself out. I assure you.
Probably a lot of people.
Yeah. Actions speak louder than words. Don't worry about saying anything because the people, just show everybody what you're doing by being consistent and showing up day in and day out, and the voices will get quiet because they won't have anything to say.
But maybe not even in the mentality of like showing them. Just show yourself.
Yourself.
Well, and that's the voices. The voices are in our head telling us that person's judging us and this person's looking at me. Right. It'll quiet the voices by knowing that you're doing the right thing every day.
And keep doing what you're doing for you. And I was gonna say almost the same thing that Nate did. Don't try to wear yourself out showing somebody else that you're worthy, right? You're doing it for you. You keep doing what you're doing and the voices will quiet. I agree.
You got Melissa saying, keep doing what you're doing. Their opinion don't matter and you have nothing to prove. We got Marcia says boundaries are imperative. Thanks, Nate and Kelly. So Caesar, do you see any? You can see the comments, can't you? You got Kylie and Brown. Kylie Brown. Let me get back up there. This one.
Yeah.
My daughter's father has a problem with alcohol and substance abuse, and he doesn't think he does. Our daughter is starting to feel angry and disgusted by it, and I just don't know how to deal with it.
So first and foremost, I don't know if your daughter's father and you are together or how this plays out. I would say first and foremost, you have to do what you have to do to keep your daughter safe always, right? But this is why there are support meetings like we can say like 12-step support meetings like Al-Anon or what's the Nar-Anon? Yeah, Nar-Anon. And it's for people who know alcoholics or addicts and who, don't know kind of what the first move is. There are also, and this is hard, I'm not sure where you are either. I've been advocating to get a teen group like that started here in Pasco. We do have a recovery high school and they're starting to work on having more supports for youth. But that would be find the people who have been there in your shoes and done the same things just like we do, but on the other side of it, right? And learn from them. Because again, I'm gonna go back to, you're gonna have to set your boundaries and always protect your daughter first and foremost.
Yes, that is first and foremost. And we got Christy says, you guys are miracles and blessings. Thank you for being consistent and having this for the people that are recovering and are still out there. This gives so many people hope, Justin. Thank you. How do we have Terry says, how do we deal with your loved one in active addiction when all they do is lie? Their lips are moving. It's a lie.
Back to boundaries. Back to boundaries. You know what I mean?
We like to lie. That's what we do,
Yeah.
I'm back to boundaries.
I resemble that remark. It's like not a truth came out of my mouth for many, many, many years, because I don't, even though everybody knows, I'm not going to admit it. Everybody knows that I'm using, everybody knows that I'm crashing and burning, but I'm still going to tell you, no, everything's great. I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. I didn't steal the money out of your purse. I'm the only person in the house, but it was not me. Yeah. There's no way it was me. I'll help you look for your pills. They're rattling in my pocket. I didn't take them. You lost them. I'll help you look for them. And that's the problem.
That's the disease, is what it is. That's the disease of addiction.
So I just want to say, there's a lady, she's from the UK, Jane Wheeler. She's been on here a few times about her son, and that he's out there, and that's this exact topic goes for her too. The boundaries, it's you baby the addict, you bury the addict. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Because we will do anything we can to just keep going. And if you keep feeding it, it's never going to stop. You know what I mean? Until their gift of desperation. It's almost like robbing him of his bottom. That's what my dad did for me, is he never helped me no matter freaking what. My dad said, no, I'm not doing it. That's it. And that was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I had to figure out how to go up from here when nobody else was there for me. When I depleted every resource I had to get my next fix, I had to go up from here. So that's, she's been on here a few times. And I've always wanted to post comments, but they're pretty long. And so I'm sorry about that, Jane, but she's from the UK. I know that much. And I always see her on here. So I'm praying for you that he gets help. Johnny, sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something with Jane also, and we've already touched on it, boundaries. Like, this is like textbook stuff, like what your son did. I did that. Nate was in prison doing that to his mom every week. It's the classic case of the addict, of that behavior. And it's gonna, again, we're gonna bring it back to boundaries. Like, once you're cut off from having to accept any of that anymore, he's either gonna figure out a way, either way, And just like for me, my mom, she cut me off. It was the best thing she could have ever done for me. But I still floundered for 8 or 10 years after that, until I was able to have a moment of clarity. And I had burned every connection. I couldn't call mom anymore for anything. I couldn't call my sisters. I couldn't call anybody, And at that point, I had had enough. And I looked into recovery. I didn't get sober right then, but that's where it started for me.
And so and I just quickly touch on that. It's hard, right? Because it's your son. I can't imagine if my daughter was going through this, and I can't imagine what my parents went through. And I always feel like when we're talking about unconditional love and integrating that into it with setting your boundaries, I'm here when you're ready for help. You know what I mean? I will not give you any more money to enable your habit, but if you want treatment, I am here. We will figure it out. However we need to figure it out. I'll call people for you. I'll help you get into treatment, but that's about where it ends. That's when we're going to help. That's where that unconditional love. I want to see you healthy and happy. And that's going to be the only way, that's going to happen is if you seek treatment.
Yeah.
Awesome. We got Pam followed up on the question. She said, thanks. I love you guys so much. Really needed this meeting. Let me know where and when. Then we have Vernie Martin says, my favorite people.
Vern.
Oh, listen, I try. You know what I mean?
I like Vern, though.
We got Dustin. What's up, Dustin? I'm driving, but I just wanted to pop in and say hi. Say I love you all. We love you too, man.
Dustin's good peeps. I told him that earlier.
He is good people, man. Hey guys, another thing, real quick. I put this in the comments. If you guys would like to come on and share on Sunday or Wednesday with us, please sign up. There's a Google Doc. It puts into a spreadsheet. We're gonna get we have a list. We're getting our stuff together to try to figure it all out to where we can put it all together and start signing, putting people where it fits well with them to come share their story or be on here with us and share on topics. We like I said, man, this is about us, this is a we thing, not a us thing, because our recovery only goes so far as well.
Hey, Justin, reiterate the format for people that are just coming on,
What do you mean?
Just like remind so people that just came on, they know what we're doing here. So they can
what now? Right now?
Yeah. So they know. I'll do it. Okay. So anyway,
just do it, Nate. Just do it.
Just do it.
What we're doing tonight is it was Caesar's wish, since it's his 8-year anniversary, that everybody will just ask questions, bring up a topic. What have you been going through? What are your struggles today? What's happening? Let's
talk about it.
Yeah. I can talk about my own struggles right now. How about that? I'll say my struggles lately have been absolutely with boundaries when it comes to work. And I mean, we're involved with this nonprofit, with Hope Shot, and it's difficult because I want to be in 2 places at one time. And my personality, I have to show up to every little detail of my business, and it becomes super overwhelming to where it will steal my joy, and the lengths that I'm stressed out are shorter than they used to be in the past, but nevertheless I'm experiencing it. So yeah, I struggle with that on a daily basis, and I just I'm making some moves to to work towards a solution for it and find some sort of balance,
You are. You're working towards it every day.
Almost there too.
Yeah.
Getting there. Yes, almost, dude.
We got my buddy Herberto. He says, "What's up, Justin? Good. Keep up the good work, kids, and congratulations, you reached accomplishment. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. And if you guys don't know what that accomplishment is, I passed my GED, my high school diploma. Listen, that was a struggle. I'm not even gonna lie, but I did it. And I never thought I needed it, never thought I wanted it, never thought it'd do anything for me because I'm already a contractor with the state of Florida. I didn't need it. You know what I mean? But bro, it gave me that boost of confidence, and I'm grateful I did it and went through it and pushed through it, with all these people going, you got it, bro. You got it. I'm like, whatever, bro.
It's a huge accomplishment, Dustin. It's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
You see anything, Caesar? This is your celebration, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to wait for a clear moment here. Go back to another Kylene Brown. Okay. Struggling with forgiving myself.
I'm struggling with forgiving myself for all the damage I caused. It haunts me still thinking about all the nights my daughter waited up for me and I didn't come home. It's hard. sorting my thoughts out in my recovery.
So I definitely want to touch on this because I said it right at the very beginning of this. It's our deepest, darkest guilt and shame becomes our biggest asset to relate to somebody else that's still struggling. It all has to do with putting in the footwork and helping people and getting better self-esteem by doing esteemable acts. And the guilt and the shame gets smaller and smaller, and the confidence knowing that you have the tools that uniquely fit you to help somebody else will outweigh the guilt and shame. It's a journey. You know, you got to put one foot in front of the other. If you dwell in the past, you get depressed. You know, if we get too far in the future, we get anxiety. You just be present today and do the best you can today and keep moving forward. And all of a sudden your experiences will add up and you'll feel good about yourself. And the guilt and shame will turn into the assets that we talk about.
And everybody kind of sorts their thoughts out in a different way. Just quickly, like I'm not sure what kind of a recovery program you work. You know, sometimes in certain recovery, you sort it out by working your steps. I'm a big proponent of writing. I like to write my thoughts down. So writing does wonders for me, even if it's just, and my first mentor told me, just get it out of your head, down your shoulder, into your arm, into your hand, and on the paper, but it's not in your head anymore. And it helped me just kind of go back and figure it out. And I still read those to this day, and they help me. Sorry, Justin. I won't be quiet.
No, you're fine. No, I'm just raising my hand so I didn't you like call on me and then I
he's
can
doing
like, all right.
he's doing the right thing. Good.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. So I want to talk about this one because I do have kids too. And I actually, you know, I had a kid when I was 16, you know, and I had my daughter when I was 16 and I never was in her life. Or I have a 13-year-old too, and I never was in her life, you know, and like now we're mending the relationships and it's a living amends that I'm doing. Like I can't take back what I've done. I just can't. It's just not going to happen. So what can I do from here on out? And I had to forgive myself too. Like that's the biggest thing is forgiving myself for the shit I've done. So I show up in their life today. And also I have 2 young ones too. So I'm showing up for them as well, doing things that I used to not do, you know, but that's the best I got. And you got to forgive yourself and move past that. Cause it's mostly you know, they might not even hold no guilt. And if they're young enough, they probably don't even remember, or, you know what I mean? So like, it's okay, you know, and we learn as we grow, you know? And like, you know, so that's, I had to get over that stuff too. Cause I had a lot of shame and guilt with that too, with my kids, you know, cause I was an absent father. But real quick, I want to say real quick, Nate, before I was calling you, if you guys are just jumping on, please share this video, share and put in the comments. This gets it out there, shows people that there's recoveries possible. Also, I have somebody that's in Facebook jail that messaged me and they said, Mike Kinney, he says, I'm in Facebook jail still, but stop breaking the law. Zuckerberg's law. But I never miss a hope shot and he never does. And if he told me to tell you, Caesar, congratulations. So Nate.
Yeah, I was I mean, what kept me sick for so many years was just that I was haunted by the things that I did to others. Like just completely like possessed by the idea like that I could never make it up for anything. You know, the things I took, what I stole, what I said, you know, what I was supposed to be and I wasn't. All these things, you know. I mean, I literally had my daughter taken out of my hands, you know, in the grips of my addiction. She was taken out of my hands. I was, you know, crying. You know, these are the experience. My mom, you know, like on her, you know, in her last days, you know, like I'm stealing her medication, like just the real gnarly, selfish stuff that I thought it was unforgivable. I was unredeemable. It was impossible. You know, how can you ever rebound from that, you know? And there's something that happens when you do this work, you know, and, you know, I lost my mom my first year in recovery. Like I've said a bunch of times, I lost permanent custody of my daughter within the first year of my recovery. How do I forgive myself for that? I just fucking let go of I know that there something happened when I got serious about this process, which for me was 12 steps, you know, And in that journey, there were some discoveries I made that there was space for me to forgive myself from what I did, because that's not who I am today. It's really difficult to get there. You know what I mean? But somehow, with my constant connection to not only my fellows, but to my source, it allowed me enough grace to just be able to start to breathe and to live with myself again, because I couldn't live with myself for so many years. And just like grief, it gets easier. I hate that. It gets easier in time, but it really gets easier. And it was how I continued to show up in my own life, in my family's life, and in the life of others. And my constant seeking and searching to connect to this source, whatever it looks like, that allowed me the ability to find some sort of peace, man, and to let go of some of the guilt and shame. And guess what? It's still a struggle. I still struggle with it. It's something that I'll continue to struggle with. But, that's why it's super important for me to just keep on doing what I did to get sober in the first place, which is to trust and to reach out to my people when I am struggling, and to quickly try to help somebody else, get out of myself, get out of my head, put someone else first. And and I'm able to, not be ruled or haunted by who I was or what I lost. Not today. I don't have room for that. And I feel like it would do a disservice for me to live in that guilt and shame, opposed to doing something about it and getting closer to some sort of solution or some type of reunion with my daughter, if my source sees fit. I know it's not up to me today, and there's a freedom in letting go of that. That's all. Yeah.
Thanks, Nate. I'm trying to get through. There's a bunch of comments, so I'm trying to get through them real quick. Let's see. Connie says she loves writing too. I stopped, but I'm going to start again. Thanks for saying that, because it does help. Let's see. Terry says, congratulations, Caesar. Let's see. What do we got here? My husband and I are married 15 years. We drank together, so we are in the beginning stages of recovery together. Any advice for couples getting sober together?
Johnny and Lisa.
I wouldn't say so much. Me and Lisa have known each other for 20 plus years, but and we drank and used and ripped and robbed together and got arrested together. And but at that time in our lives, we separated from each other because we knew, even though we were in love with each other, we knew that it was never going to work. And so we had to go run ourselves ragged either way, and into the ground. And, we said to each other that day that we separated, like, if we're supposed to be together, we will, because we loved each other, but we knew it just wasn't going to work. Years later, I came up to Ocala. I attempted to get sober. I stayed sober for about a year and a half, got all my stuff back, some new teeth, and I went back out. And when I came back, I got to work right away. And I was sober about a year. She reached out to me. She got into recovery. And I think I'm going to say this because it's the most important thing. Laura, you have your own program with your women, and your husband has his own program with their men. And you guys can
100%.
live that life together when you guys are together. But if you guys are depending on each other for recovery, it's never going to work. I've been around for a couple of 24 hours, and I've seen plenty of people attempt it, even married people. But where I've seen success, years of success, is that the husband has his own group of men and has his own program, and the woman has the same, and they can live their life together in peace and harmony and in recovery, but without that, I haven't seen much success.
I truly think that since we are codependent creatures, as you might say. I would have, if I didn't go on my own path, my own recovery path. If Johnny didn't, because he was sober before me. So if he didn't give me that space, I would have been up his ass. He would have been my God. He would have been my higher power. I would have concentrated on just the relationship and not had my own experience. I 100% believe in that. And I have Mike to thank for that. But I that right there is probably key to your recovery. Yeah, just have your own program, get your crew of guys and girls
and sponsor,
and like do your own thing. Have a guys' night, have a girls' night, and then go out together. I mean, you guys cannot sponsor each other. You can't check up on him to see, hey, how much writing have you done? Have you done your fourth step? Yeah. No, you can't do that, man. Business. Because you could crack a little joke here and there or something, but like really, it's none of my business what he does, literally. And when I was like in the darkness of my recovery, all he did was tell me that he needed to separate himself from me until I got right, because he was putting up his boundaries and he was protecting himself because I was like toxic. But 100% have your own program, do your own thing, do your own work, and don't be codependent on each other's recovery. Yeah.
I want to add to that too, because I mean, Johnny and Lisa's, how they did it was like perfect example of what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like let them have their own, their own journey. But me and Tiffany, kind of the same deal. We are together, and she doesn't. I'm a hardcore motherfucker, I need it all, I'm a dumpster of drugs and alcohol. But she, she still had her same issues too. And we kind of went together. But, when I decided I wanted to, get recovery, she took a while to catch up with the drinking. Her main drug was drinking, and mine was everything. So, but I had to let her be and like just keep doing me, even though she wasn't. And then she caught up, and now we're here. She's got 2 years and change, and like, so it's like I had to let her be though, and I couldn't make this big thing out of it. And people taught me that, like, I couldn't make her feel any less than, but I had to set my own boundaries. It all goes back to boundaries, full circle back to boundaries. I need to know my boundaries. And I said, look, this is the way I'm going. If you can come with me, dude, we'd have a beautiful life pretty much. But like, I can't, this is how it has to be. I can't do recovery and you not, it just doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, so it can happen. Sorry.
So I just want to say something real fast. So I don't know if Laura, if you guys are going to meetings or whatnot, but even, like me and Johnny, we didn't go to all the same meetings. Sometimes when we went to the same meeting, we don't even sit, to this day, sometimes we don't even sit by each other. It almost makes it more easier to share. I know that's kind of weird, but like, it's almost like you have like this kind of freedom, like you have strangers next to you or other people, so to say. I don't know. I think, yeah, do your own thing. This is your like little bundle of,
it's your journey.
Yeah, this is yours. Like, take care of it.
Put it in the chat as well. One of the books that really helped me, because I think by nature, if you're in addiction and you're in a relationship, there's probably no real doubt that there's some codependency. Yep, there you go. Codependent No More by Melanie Beattie. It comes with a workbook, and sometimes I'll work through that workbook with some of my mentees as well. If that's a crossover addiction there, it's really a great book to at least read, and they have some good prompts in their workbook that comes along with it. So I'd highly recommend checking that out too.
You're like a wealth of knowledge, Kelly. I swear, you're the solution-based person. I love you. I have Allie, another Facebook. Stop breaking the law of Zuckerberg.
Hey, look, we all been there.
Listen,
I've
I
never
was
went
in
to
there a
jail.
long,
I've
long
never,
time.
knock on wood, I have never been in Facebook jail.
Yeah,
Imagine that. I've
Only
been,
the real thing.
only
For
like
once, I can say I
I
never
have.
did
The
That's
real
okay.
ones, no. Hey, she says, so my brother is coming home from jail, not Facebook jail, evidently, and wants to be wants to be paroled here. We were always using together, and I don't want him to come here, but I feel kind of bad because he doesn't have anywhere else to go. I don't know what to do, and I'm too serious about my recovery this time. And she says,
That's a rough
"Congrats,
one.
Caesar."
Johnny, Nate, come on.
I got one too.
Boundaries and sober living.
Mm.
And you
That's
could
it.
even, if you feel the kindness of your heart, maybe you could even reach out to a couple of places if he's not able to do that where he's at right now. But boundaries and sober living, allow him to be able to stand on his own 2 feet. It was the most important thing of my life. At 30 something years old, I had to go back into sober living, because I didn't have anywhere else to go, which
And you
was,
had to grow up.
yeah, it was time for me to grow up. And the coolest part is I had burned all my bridges. Thank God people made boundaries because it allowed me to stand up by myself.
Yeah, and I think the worst possible thing, and I'm not proud of this, but we're just gonna go ahead and put it out there. I've been to prison 5 times. Okay, every time I came home to the same environment, and I repeated the same behaviors and patterns. I never gave myself a chance, even. And I never, like Johnny said, man, I never gave myself an opportunity. I always went back to where I was taken care of, where it was safe, where I know I could, work my little plans and schemes and all that. And it just never, ever worked out well. Justin, isn't she from around here?
Yeah,
No,
that's what I was going to ask.
no, I don't think so. I think she's in Pennsylvania.
Well, we
Hopefully,
can
she
still
messaged
do-
me
I
and
mean,
says, "Yes, you are correct."
Yeah, so don't ever. Here's the thing. I mean, he might think he doesn't have anywhere else to go, but I promise you, if he puts a little bit of work in and just looks around, there's other places to go.
We just navigated this.
Yeah.
I just dealt with a friend of mine from high school reached out to me and said, it's an employee for them that they've taken care of him for the past 10 years and he's in and out of jail and he keeps relapsing and they keep rescuing him because they're good people and he's a good employee and he has his crap together, but they like him and they want to help.
I don't know where to go.
And so they're like, oh, well, if he doesn't have an address, then he's going to go straight to prison, if he doesn't have an address. And I said, well, that's what I would say too if I wanted to come to your house.
Boom, here's End Recidivism Project in Pasco County. And, you can call, there are resources if you need help finding some of them. Even in Ohio, we can help you with a Google search. I mean, I promise that there are resources that can help him with that. You don't have to take that on. You just don't
I'm just
have
saying,
to.
When I was out there, I'd much rather stay at your $300,000 very nice house instead of the local, sober living. So I told her, I said, stop feeling guilty because your house is much more attractive. It has no bills and you're the boss already. So he goes right back to a job. Say no. And if you want to be helpful, help them find a place. And here's the resources to do so. And she jumped right on and she made the phone call.
Night, the number I gave her, she called it at 9 o'clock. We got off the phone with her. I was like, wait. That's a little too quick. Don't call people at 9.
But she got it all figured out, and it's like, there's always a way, it's your house does not have to be the way.
I was correct. Pennsylvania. I win. Right, what do I win?
We're all very proud of you.
What do I win?
You won the contest that didn't exist.
You get a treat in the weekend. This weekend.
So, Kylene says, thank you all for responding to me. I really needed the reinsurance because I needed to know that I am not alone and it does get better. I'll do the work, whatever it takes. And that's what it is, man.
That's
We're
the right
not alone
attitude to have. And as long as you do that, it will get better. I can promise you that.
It will. Let's see what else we got in here. Christy says there's also a workbook of 12 steps that go to the book Codependent No More by Melody Beatty.
Beatty. Yeah, that's the one I use. I love that workbook that goes along with it because people who work a 12-step program are already kind of familiar with that format. So it's wonderful. I love that workbook.
James Frank. What's up, James? Welcome on, man. You're not late, you're just on time. Just in time.
Thank you, James.
We see. We had Ian in here says, congrats to the rooftop killer 8. And we also, let's see, we got Aaron in here saying, hey, what's up, Aaron?
Aaron.
Oh, Aaron.
We miss you.
She's in town.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Hey, you better come see us.
Oh, I win a GED. Yes, I do.
Yes.
Good answer.
That was good.
That was the
That
best
is
answer.
great.
Yeah.
You may belong on this podcast, man.
It was on the test, so there's that. We got Mark says, congrats, Justin, on the diploma. We got Mona says, we have men's and women's Serenity House here in Indiana. We got Christina says, congrats on the big 8, way to celebrate by sharing the hope. That's it, man. That's what we do. We get to celebrate by sharing hope every time. So I don't see any more questions.
Yeah, there was a moment last night when we were at this restaurant where, listen, man, there was maybe 10 of us, and on my side, I'm just surrounded by kids, man. And they're just, they're going off. It's like they've been given Adderall or something. These kids are just losing it, and everybody's laughing, and we're yelling and talking, and it was that's what that's all I ever wanted, was to be a part of that group, be a part of that, that get together where, I felt, involved, and it was, everybody's acting weird. Everybody's cracking jokes. The kids are having a good time.
It doesn't get any weirder than that group.
No.
The best.
Yeah, a bunch of strange. Yeah, it was just really, what a gift to celebrate you, Caesar. I just want to take a minute and say I appreciate you guys so much, man. You and Kelly have become my family, and for involving me and, with areas that I really struggle with, and you guys make it really easy to be around your girls, which is usually was super difficult for me for a long time. And it's cool what happens on this journey when we just keep getting vulnerable and getting out of our comfort zone and continue to do the work, and who gets placed in our life at certain times, and it's just a testament to it just makes me want to keep doing this so badly, man, and see what the next journey or the next adventure might be, and which is.
Dude, this is right where you're supposed to be. Justin and Tiffany's kids, our kids, when you walk in, they light up.
They like you more than your friends.
Yeah, they like you more than they like me. So my kids,
they light up.
Yeah.
When they hear your voice on the phone. Heck, when my dog hears your voice
oh, yeah, true.
on the Hope Shot, he's trying to knock the door down because he thinks you're here and he knows you're going to take him for a walk, and it's just, your kindness shines through. You take the time, you get down and look at them on their level, and you enjoy the time with them, and they appreciate that. They may not be able to vocalize it, but you're listening and you're interacting with them.
Yeah,
so I vocalizes it all the time. I love Uncle Nate.
I think for the ending of this, we should all say some things to Caesar in a positive light, just like Nate just did.
Lord. Let's not make it that awkward.
I think it's your celebration, bro.
Well, hold on though, Johnny had his hand up.
I wanted to follow up with what Nate said, man. Yeah. And here's what I just got out of all that. And I know each and every one of us on the screen gets to experience this almost on a daily basis and has throughout their journey in this recovery. And it's that you pick up, you make a decision, you do the right thing, right? And the universe works with you. I don't know how it does, right? But it does. So the universe knows what each and every one of us need. I call the universe God, right? But just for example, what Nate just said, It's a prime example of how God and the universe, because he's done the right thing for 4 years, he has strategically placed these things in Nathan's life, man, to make him flourish. You know, he has trauma behind his child. He has all these children who would die for him, all these people behind him that would die from him. And each and every person, all of us on here, we're the same way, bro. It's this thing. It's the magic we're connected to, man. And that's what recovery is to me, you know? And I am grateful, man. Like, I really am, for all of us here, because we have something magical together. We really do, you know? And it goes far beyond this, you know what I mean? So, Caesar, congratulations. I love you.
We love you.
Thank you, buddy.
Aw, you guys, all the guys are crying tonight.
Oh, good.
I
Listen.
love it. I'm usually the one who
It's
cries
not
all the time
me.
for everything.
Listen, we went to Maya's violin concert, and it was all these
Yeah,
kids.
our daughter.
Our daughter Maya, and Nate was there with her father, my father-in-law. You know, like, it's the family. You know, the family is sitting there, and he brings a flower for Maya, and it's just getting to see those kids, my child and other people's kids, and getting to see Nate's face when this little girl was singing and stuff. And it's just like, these are blessings that I would have never looked at before. They would have passed right by me, and now they're like the most important moments to be able to
Literally.
see those things.
My parents on Wednesday got into a car accident. It was a pretty bad car accident, and Nate jumped into action. Like, I had to run back to the scene. My mom was taken via ambulance. They had their dogs in the car. It was just complete chaos. And Nate, in the middle of it all, my mom's in the ambulance. I'm taking my dad to the hospital. We're dealing with the police. Nate takes the dog to the emergency vet. Like, that's how we show up for each other, man. Like, I almost felt bad even asking, but that's what I needed in that moment. And he did not hesitate to do it. Give me the dog. I'm taking him. Even the dog needed. It was a rough week, man. Let me just tell you.
And I
can't
didn't
get through it
hesitate.
without.
I didn't hesitate to call him.
Right.
Because I know I can call you like that. He said, well, what do you need? I said, I don't know, but I need you to call Kelly and figure out what she needs, because I'm buried over here.
He had a flat tire in the other end of town. It was just, that day was insane.
It was a crazy day. Thank you so much, man. You pulled through for us. And guess what? The dog loves him now.
Yeah.
Shocker.
It's just a testament when you find your tribe and your group of people, and you are your true, authentic self, and you don't have to put on a mask. And you know, like, that's just the testament.
And your
to
dad
recovery.
loves him now.
Oh my gosh, yeah, my dad was like, he's like, who is this guy? I love him. Like, yeah, it takes just a hot minute, man.
You guys were going to talk about me, but we spun it all on you, Nate.
Yeah, it's horrible. So I'm sweating, like, literally.
Oh.
Go ahead, Justin. I know you wanted to say something.
We love you too.
Well, I mean, we can talk about Nate or Caesar. I don't know which one to do now. I'm so confused. I'll just talk about just like all these people are like we. It's funny because like some people would think that we've known each other forever, literally forever. And this, like, we've met, like me and Kelly. I met her a year ago. Like, we became friends on Facebook the other day, a year ago. Johnny and Lisa I've known since freaking
Smoking crack days.
the street days, you know what I mean? So like I've seen it in the worst and I see him in the prime. So you know what I mean? Like, but and Nate, I've only known him a year, and same thing. Like, and that's exactly what they're saying. Everybody gets put in position in your life exactly when they're supposed to be to make you flourish, to make you freaking
Synchronicity. I call it synchronicity.
And like Johnny's buddy always said, you know, it's like at the right moment, at the right time, at the right place. This is when it happens. You know what I mean? And it happens right when it's supposed to. And like we're here now doing all this stuff together, doing all this Facebook in it, sharing our recovery, sharing our lives, sharing our getting vulnerable. You know what I mean? Like that's what it's about. Being vulnerable in front of the world, you know, and is important because not a lot of people will do it these days, especially men. Shit, it's men. You know, doing it. And that's where the magic happens, man. Is when we get vulnerable on Facebook and sharing our recovery and sharing with people, and who knows who need to hear this. As a matter of fact, share this thing so people can.
Good segue, Justin.
And go to our YouTube, please, and subscribe because we're trying to build it back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta do that.
To us.
Me.
Hey, and
Tighten
Justin,
up.
and also like that's why I always stress. Okay, Lisa, real quick. That's why I stress so strongly, because you know how people are always like, I don't like. I'll just use God because it's such a common term. I don't know God. I don't see God. I can't feel. All you have to do is look around you. You know what I mean? That's God shows up. He manifests in our lives as a group, as a collective.
Yeah.
That's where I see miracles on a daily basis right in front of me, and I know that God is real. That my source is in my life and working because I see Him through others on a daily basis. That's what the power of fellowship has done for me, and I just pray that everyone gets an opportunity to experience it.
And the power brought Tiffany in for a guest
I
appearance.
know.
Live.
Lisa.
Magic right there.
Yeah, Lisa.
Caesar, I have to tell you, I was like intimidated by you.
Oh shit.
When I
We all
was.
are.
I love hearing these first thoughts of people.
Like when I first met you guys, like we heard about you guys and everything. And then we first met, I first kind of met Kelly on a Zoom, but your picture wasn't on there. So I only just saw you weren't on there. I only saw your picture. So I had no idea who you were. And then I heard about Caesar, and I was like, oh my God, these people are like really smart. Like they know what they're doing.
They're very well put together.
They're very all like, and I'm just like, wow. And I'm like, dude, we're a hot mess. Like, oh my goodness.
And you find out that we're the Hot Mess Express
Then
too.
we hung out.
And then we hung out, and you guys are
Stop
just like, it's all good. But like you guys have grown to be our family, and like we just adore you. I absolutely love you guys. I knew right away that just I remember when you spoke at that church, it was in the beginning that when we were first recording on the Hope Shot, and you spoke and you told
And
your
we came
story.
to see you. I remember
And
that.
I think I was driving, and I was
My
listening
loud
to
water
the
bottle.
story. Yes, your water bottle.
I remember.
Oh,
And I was just like, okay, he's just like us. Like, what am I doing? What am I even? I'm so crazy, right? But you two, I just absolutely love you, and we have grown. Like, I can't wait for this weekend.
Oh,
Because
us either.
we're going to literally be,
It's
for the ones that don't know, we're going away. Everybody on the Hope Shot is going away this weekend for the weekend. And we're all going to be living under the same roof in one house. And it's going to be really cool. And I can't wait to get to know you guys. I can't wait to play foosball with you guys and like pool table, like all of it. Yeah, there's a whole game. So like, I can't wait to get to know you and love you more. And I'm so grateful for you, and happy 8 years, Caesar.
Thank you so much.
We love you guys.
we got
Tiffany, come on now.
She's like, no.
Seriously, I only came because you guys said you're going to end on a good note talking about Caesar, and I had to come put my piece in. So Caesar, I kind of like knew of you from the block type deal, from like when Justin came into the scene,
like Jenny on the block.
And like truthfully, I don't know why, but like you've always, anytime, like it's just comfort. The word comfort. Anytime you're around, like safety and comfort seem to permeate the air. And no, but like that's really what like was brought to anyways. So, and now getting to know you more and more, it's truthfully what it is with you. Like you're just a logical thinker, but you're so funny and kind all at the same time. And like you're serious and bring safety and comfort, but in the funniest it's such a mixture.
Weird way.
Yeah,
I know
it's so
exactly
cool.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like it's
I love that. That's probably the best.
Yes, I knew you did.
That's what I'm going for, really.
so I appreciate you. We love you guys.
Hey,
Well, thank
Caesar,
you so
remember when
much.
we met doing business
Yeah, I
And
didn't even know you were in recovery.
didn't know he was in recovery. We're doing business before the whole Hope Shot thing started. And I just like gravitated towards him because people in recovery, like even if you don't know they're in recovery, you gravitate because like
Yeah.
we build on character. Like we can
Yep.
feel people's energies, and like that's how I know when people are like, and like they're like, you know, there's a sensor, you know what I mean? And I go with those gut feelings these days. I can feel it, man. Like, and that's something that Caesar had, and I was like, bro. And then I look at all his mutual friends. I'm like, bro, he's got all my friends on there almost. I'm like, this dude's what's up. So, and finally we hooked up, and I was like, yes. And so like, and it's cool, man. It's cool to see that like we get to do life together, and I'm solely grateful for you. You teach me stuff every day. You know, and I teach you stuff with the, you know, with the editing of the photos, and now you've gone off in the freaking left field. I'm like, how does he do that? Now he's gonna teach me. So I love you, dude.
Oh man, I love you guys so much. I'm looking for this comment before we close, just because it's right in line with what you guys are talking about. Our friend, the photographer, she commented on here. Her Facebook name is Jacqueline Jackie. I can't find it right now.
What are we looking for?
But
Jacqueline,
I
Jackie.
know.
I was just,
Oh,
yeah. I mean, it's not. She didn't comment anything that was. Just using it as a reference. She told me one time, like, I saw you
That's cool.
at the meetings, the Hub Pro meetings, and these business things, and she was like, you were so intimidating because you hadn't opened your mouth yet. You were just standing there with the tattoos and serious and business like, and like she posted, she's not one of us. She posted, like reposted my anniversary posts and all of that. But she told me, she's like, you know, I never would have thought until I talked to you that you would be something, you know, someone that I would want to spend time with. You were intimidating. And she's like, now I can't even like imagine, like I can't even look at you and take you serious because you're just full of jokes and, you know, like, and
farts.
and
Sorry.
farts and silliness and all of that. But, you know, but that's why we open our mouths up too. Is if I just stand there with my mouth closed, all you see is what the exterior is.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of kindness behind this exterior, and there's a lot of love behind this, and there's a lot of jokes and farts behind this exterior.
A lot of farts.
But you know, to be able to connect with people that aren't even one of us and have them share my stuff and say that, you know, you never know who somebody really is till you get to know them. And she took the time to get to know us, and she shows up to our recovery events and documents them and takes pictures of it. And I'm just for gang, yes, gang. But I mean, I'm grateful for people that get to know us and get past our exterior and get past our stories. The normies out there that love us and share our victories, because that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And that just, you know, one more time, in case anybody else thinks Caesar's intimidating, just think about the farts. I'm just saying.
And he's a soft teddy bear.
I am a soft teddy bear.
I don't know about soft, but yeah, I don't know.
I'm not talking about physical. Jesus.
I'm just like, when I think of him, I think, because he's so stressed out sometimes, but he is internally just the most loving, protecting. Like Tiffany, when you said the security sense, that's who you are. He does everything for his family, and that doesn't just include his blood family. That includes all of his family. You know, the ones that have become family in his family, and he wouldn't. I don't know. Like, that's just you. That's who you are. And he always has been. Oh. And lots of farts.
Lots of farts. It's like lots of tots. No.
A high protein diet. What can I say?
Yeah. Do you still eat a lot of burritos? Or are you still staying?
I'm still strict.
You are.
I'm still strict. I'm training for like a CrossFit style.
Oh, that's right. I saw that. Yeah.
High intensity training.
Well, but it's an actual competition, and what I didn't know is that my trainer put me in the like advanced class that's open. So meaning that like there's like 20-year-olds and there's CrossFit instructors, and that's the class that I'm competing in.
And you're gonna kill it.
When is it?
I'm gonna finish it. I know that. But you know,
All right.
it's something to challenge myself.
When is it, Caesar?
What's the challenge?
When is it?
I'll get back to you on that.
It's at BCMF though.
The brain fart. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and congratulations again, Caesar. Thank you for sharing your recovery with us, man. We appreciate you, love you. Thank you guys for being here to listen to us. You know, we will see you this Wednesday. We're gonna have Caesar share his story, so you might want to come on, and he'll tell you all
If you
about
haven't
it.
had
how
enough
it went,
Caesar already,
and lots of Caesar.
the Caesar heavy week.
Yeah. So,
It's your birthday week.
what's that?
I said it's your birthday week.
Yes, it is his birthday week. And if today was Wednesday, we'd share his story. But Wednesday, we're going to share his story. Come join us, 8 p.m. live right here on the Hope Shot. Until then, we love you guys.
Love you
Good
guys.
night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.